The US armored thrust had successfully carved out a narrow but vital logistics corridor from Poland to Kaliningrad. Supply convoys now moved with guarded regularity, and staging areas took shape in the shadow of the city's defenses. But in the north, Russian forces drawn from across Leningrad Oblast began mustering for an offensive into Estonia. Decrepit Soviet-era armor was hauled out of depots and repair yards, mothballed systems receiving rushed overhauls and fresh crews. As Moscow prepared to open a second front with old steel and new resolve, the road to Narva lie ahead. Broken Arrow's story campaign. My name is Ty. We are heading north to Estonia to play the mission Papers, Please. Make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe as we continue our conquest.
Hello?
Доброе утро, Colonel Demidov. This is Agent Lena Morozova from SVR.
Huh? Secret Service? Okay, what is it about?
Duty calls, Colonel. Mother Russia once again requires your services. We're launching a series of military operations in the Baltic states in relation to the attack of our troops escorting supplies to Kaliningrad.
But I was supposed to retire in,
Are you retired yet, Colonel?
No, but,
Then this is understood. You will work under my supervision in a special mobile command unit. Pack up your things. A helicopter is already on its way to pick you up.
but where are you taking me?
Grab something warm. We're going to Narva. Colonel Demidov, finally you're here. Please meet Captain Batalin.
It's an honor, sir. I've read your memoirs at the Academy.
Ah, yes, I've read them too.
And did you have time to read the documents I left for you in the helicopter during the flight?
Well, yes, the general intention is clear, but there are plenty of elements that need reviewing, starting with a proper inventory of our forces.
That's why you're here, Colonel. Your expertise is highly valued, and I'm sure you will rapidly find solutions to all those details. You will also be assisted in your task by the commander, who will handle the direct command of our troops and who will, I'm sure, always make the most of every situation. Now let's get out into the field and start this inventory. The city of Narva lies on the opposite bank of the Narva River, which marks the frontier with Estonia. We expect only limited resistance from reserve troops of the Estonian Defense League. And since the population is mostly Russian, there shouldn't be much civilian resistance. But first, we need to regroup our units. Who is in charge here?
Lieutenant Petrov, I'm in charge here.
Not anymore. Commander, take control of these troops.
You won't be taking command of much here. We got plenty of vehicles in storage, but no one to operate them.
Well, thanks, Lieutenant. We'll take it from here. Commander, I will contact the nearby base and have them send crews for those vehicles. In the meantime, I suggest you take a look around and determine which vehicles the crews should be assigned to first.
It looks like we have a large assortment of Russian vehicles to choose from. But how do I capture them? Just with infantry?
The first truck carrying vehicles cruise has arrived. Send these crews to the unnamed armored vehicles you want to recover.
Here, the vehicle crew have arrived. We have a few vehicles to choose from. BMPs of a few different flavors, T-72s, armored carrier with a Strela on top. I'm not super familiar with all of the Russian vehicle types. It feels like they are unlimited.
T-72s, old, reliable, and smoking heavily. Just like me.
The old Rust Bucket BMP-1, we all know what those are. Take over the BMPs, please.
Good old BMP-1s, reliable as ever. Machines designed to fight in the middle of a nuclear apocalypse. Doesn't fear a bit of rust and snow.
So I'm going to take the BMP-3s, we only have 2 of them, and I'm going to bring the Strelas so that we have some form of dedicated anti-air. I don't know what the mission holds, so it sounds like a good idea.
Now we're talking. This 100mm gun provides excellent fire support against infantry. Strela 10, anti-aircraft vehicles. The Estonians don't have any combat aircraft, but with American troops training nearby, you never know.
Battalion reporting. My troops are in position. I'm ready to attack. Just give the order.
Hold on, Battalion. The commander is still working on recovering armored vehicles.
And I need to dismount all of my infantry and put them in the BMPs.
Quickly. Isn't that right, Colonel? Seizing the initiative and maintaining a high operational tempo keeps the enemy in a defensive mindset, making their actions predictable and easier to defeat. That's from your memoirs, Comrade Colonel. I've memorized some passages by heart.
Sucking up to the general, I see.
Second truck transporting vehicle crews has arrived. Assign them to the vehicles you need the most, Commander.
Well, I guess we need all of them if we're going to attack Estonia. And we have enough crews here to take them all, so...
BMP-2s are backbone infantry fighting vehicles, equipped with a 30mm autocannon and 8 EGMs. MTLBs. Who would have thought I'd be retiring before they do? BTR-82s. Those tin cans have less armor than a wheelbarrow, but they're fast and armed with a 30mm autocannon.
That should be enough to start the attack, Colonel. We don't have all day.
Absolutely not. We need at least twice as many vehicles, as well as support units, and...
That was not a question. We're working on a very precise timeline. Multiple operations like this are being launched simultaneously across all the Baltic states. If we don't attack now, we'll lose the element of surprise.
Withholding information from me won't get us anywhere. How am I supposed to make the right decisions if I don't have all the cards in hand?
Nobody has all the cards in hand, Colonel. Not me, not you. Especially not you. Otherwise, it would constitute a serious security risk for the entire operation.
All right. Commander, the bridge is right in front of us. This is a choke point, so we'd better cross it quickly and secure a bridgehead on the other side as fast as possible. The city might be mostly favorable to our presence. That doesn't mean the garrison shares the same opinion. You need to capture the border guards' headquarters as quickly as possible, and we might be able to take the city.
Free the city.
Free the city, without much bloodshed.
A lot of yapping today, but we have got the force all assembled. Just need to put the last remnants of our infantry into their carriers. Ready to roll out. Everybody is being put in a control group. I'll do that now. BTR's number 1, T-72's number 2, BMP-1's number 3, and so forth. We got everything that was there, so didn't really have to choose. And it doesn't look like we have any form of way to capture things.
When new vehicle crews become available, Commander. Use them to reinforce your group or to replace any losses, if there are any.
Okay, so we will get more
Vehicles
vehicle
are
crews.
in very poor condition. Our mechanics will try to get some of them back into working order over time. Sometimes it's nothing, just a dead battery or a missing cable.
The mechanics will gradually restore damaged vehicles. Okay. So we can't recruit in this mission, it seems. I take it that is the Estonians? Is the bridge the border? I'm not familiar with this part of the world. Are we starting the attack when we cross the bridge? Crossing the bridge, we're going to start a fight with our BTRs.
The alarm has been sounded. We don't have much time.
That was always going to end poorly. We lost one of our BTRs.
Before they can organize their defenses. Captain Battalion, advance on the left flank. Clear out that residential sector.
Так точно, товарищ Colonel. They won't understand what hit them.
No telling what's over there. I don't have any recon units. So short of sending them in first on foot, which is slow, we're going to have to do a mechanized rush, a blind rush. So we'll deploy smoke as required and just brute force our way into the zone. We're bound to take losses. Anyone that has their vehicle destroyed will try and put into a building ASAP. Move into the square, try and secure it. Looks like it's all light vehicles. The swarm of BMPs and backed up by the T-72 should do really well. One of our BMP-1s has taken a hit, and the rest of the force has deleted that building in reply. We've set ourselves up a resupply point back across the bridge. We've lost a BMP-1. We have a lot of spare trucks just sitting around. I'm hoping that I will be able to use them to ferry the infantry around. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. You can't send them off the field. Motor Strelky dismount. We have paused just for a moment, so we can make sure that everyone does what they need to do. Just one person giving orders here. I think that will do for now. Just let the fight play out. It should be okay. Okay, as expected, it was pretty easy.
The headquarters of the Estonian Defense League is ours. This should provide us with a short respite.
And I'll move an anti-aircraft unit over as well, just to protect them. There could be a heli drop.
Crews have arrived. Use them to reinforce our forces.
Okay, we can pick ourselves up some new vehicles, but we'll have to take a moment to choose them. That's going to break up our tempo a little bit, masterfully breaking our muscle memory. Which means it's going to divide my attention too, unless I pause the game, and I don't really want to do that.
Seem to be preparing a counterattack. Defend the perimeter of the fort. As long as we hold it, we keep control of the bridge.
Alright, try and spread out a bit. We've got more zone to defend than what we took. And the first of the reply forces are on their way. Motor Strelky unit engaged, but they're taking the brunt of the fire. Units crossing the bridge into the main street have been annihilated by concentrated fire from Russian forces. BMP-2's taken a hit. He's going to try and extract. He left his infantrymen behind. He was there to look after them, but now he's bailed. And we're going to bring these repaired units back into the fray. Our rear guard engaged with a scout unit.
Vehicles spotted. They're from their elite mechanized scouts battalion. Something tells me this attack is not taking them completely by surprise.
Our frontline forces are taking a pounding. We're going to try and retreat them out of the building they're in. We're having a flanking attack on the left side of the screen. 3 BMPs have been destroyed. We've lost a unit of motostrelki. And the Estonian forces are pushing into the zone. We are actually surrounded. This is not a good moment. It's not a good position to be in. Vehicles don't have many places they can move to where they won't come under fire. The 2 T-72s rolling forward to put pressure on the CV-9035. It's going to take a point-blank shot to silence them. T-72 hit in the rear by an RPG. Not the wisest choice there. Meanwhile, back at base, we have vehicle crews awaiting deployment. Let's get them into... is that... looks to be artillery. Like I said, I'm not familiar with all of the different Russian vehicle types. There are so many. And the forces here at the HQ are being surrounded. But the Estonians are taking quite a beating. They're desperate to take back their headquarters. We can't afford to let them do that. The motostrelki trying to mount up, but we can't do it yet. Oh, we've got what looks to be a ballistic missile launcher over here. Let's take that, just for fun. Our remnant forces have all bunched together so that they can concentrate their fire in defense. Does leave them vulnerable to artillery or suppression, as I have been told. But we will... I mean, that's the best course of action that I can see at the moment. We don't want to move them. Let's get some help up there. We're going to take the ballistic missile launcher. And maybe I should take... the Burantino? Is that what it's called? Or the Grad? We've got a lot of artillery options here. These guys have been able to hold on against the Estonian counterattack. We did take significant losses.
They're falling back and taking defensive positions in the buildings of the city center. Continue your progression through the city, Commander. We need to clear all the pockets of resistance.
We have
Look at that.
a huge supply
Soviet
depot.
Buratino. What the hell is it doing here? I'm not sure it's the right tool for the job. I mean, we're not here to raise the city to the ground.
Yet.
Capture this crossroad, Commander. It controls the 2 main axes of the city. Nothing enters or leaves without us knowing if you control it. The railway station is an important logistics hub. You can probably grab some supplies for your troops there.
We have the trucks to do that, so maybe we should clear the place and then pilfer the supplies. We need our reinforcement infantry up at our front line ASAP. Well, what remains of our front line? We lost a good 80% of our force, I think. My control groups are still lit up, so some units survive from most of the groups. Or maybe not. I don't see my tanks.
A group of partisans is willing to join our forces, Commander. They're quite inexperienced and poorly equipped, so it's best to use them as the rear guard elements. Or cannon fodder. Your choice.
I'm going to wait till we claim that ballistic missile launcher. It's not immediately useful, but if we have to dig someone out later on, it might be. Or the ultimate counter battery fire there on an enemy artillery. Supplies, reinforcements are on their way.
Crews has arrived. They're waiting to be dispatched.
And we're sending a convoy of trucks over to the supply depot. Our vehicle crews have arrived. We don't need any more Strellas. Enemy fighter. I have no reply to that. But our allies do. Jeez, lucky we didn't advance. Was that a bridge they bombed? Okay, we have a drop here that's going to help us secure the zone. A lot of supplies to grab here. We have a large truck now, the large Ural. We're going to send them over too. Alright, we'll take it. We'll take the missile launcher. Standing there proudly. Alright, our fresh armored force rolling across the bridge into the city of Narva. We've picked up the first lot of supplies.
Точка U, ballistic missile. Now that's all Soviet tech. Still, as long as the missile managed to launch, it should come back down. Eventually.
I might set up the missile launcher on Russian soil. It should have dramatic range. And if I had troops with a laser designator, I could make it pinpoint accurate. But it doesn't look like I do. Okay, we are within range of the next objective with our brand new artillery. Brand new, quote unquote. Okay, the Allies have set up a significant front line. I mean, I'm just wasting time here. But I like logistics, it's fun.
We have a dormant cell infiltrated nearby. Link up with them. I am sure they will prove to be very valuable assets.
We could use some scouts. They are a little bit out of the way. I'll just keep concentrating on trucking. Trucking is fun.
Vehicle crews are waiting to be assigned, Commander.
One thing I did learn over my time playing this, in the beta, is you can steal supplies too. So if you find an enemy supply dump, you can grab them, and then remove them from the field, and get the money for them. But we can't evacuate these supplies. We have to keep them on the field. But we have a lot. Theoretically, I think we could pound the city into dust for the next day or so with all those supplies. We're going to launch ourselves a ballistic missile to let them know that we're still here. Giant purple missile. Obviously the texture did not render. Where's the angry purple shaft of a missile going to land? In the background there, splatting something. We saw the skull icon. Goodbye. And now we can reload it with our unlimited supplies. It may take a while. We're going to start a barrage with conventional artillery and rocket artillery just to soften up any defenses up here and clear the buildings just in front of us that I plan on sending infantry through. Once the Buratino fires, goodbye buildings. That was only a half volley just because we didn't want overkill. The next one will be a full volley and I'll creep it up the road. We are almost ready to push forward. Just wanted to hear the big boom. Send some reservists up here to clear these buildings. And the harvesting operation is still underway. The thing I like the most about the supply system in this game is that it doesn't worry about fuel. I think it does enough without having to worry about your tank running out of fuel and running a supply truck over there. There might be some people that disagree with me, but I think that it would just add too much. That little bit of extra pressure you don't need. Where's it going to hit? Penetrating the building from above and sending it to the ground. Well, let's get out of here with our new stuff. And we are ready to mount up. Everybody get inside the BMPs. I'll put my shock troops inside the BMP-3s. And support squads as well. The reservists didn't run into any trouble. We did flatten the building on the other side of the road. Let's head over there. Sift through the rubble. We need to keep that fire up. This will be a creeping barrage up the road. Even though we can't see anyone, I'm still going to do this for fun. Might want to move, guys. Commander sent the artillery. We're not sure where it's going to land. We're going to head up the road. If I time this right, all the explosions should have finished as our troops roll through the street. Oh, except for the crazy BTR driver who decided to scream ahead of the formation. The other BTR driver had a brain and decided to stay with the formation. Let's send one of those downrange. Big purple missile. Right, the missile is away. Splashing down close by the enemy tank. Looks like there are two tanks at the crossroads up ahead. Again, we're just going to brute force our way through. I could use smoke, but I made heavy use of smoke in the US tank push mission. So let's just try brute force. The weight of numbers.
New vehicles crews have arrived. Use them to reinforce our forces.
Comrade Colonel, they're beginning to retreat on my flank as well. Their combat units are still holding the line, but I can see trucks trying to escape.
Okay, we need to move faster then.
You should be able to intercept them at the main crossroads if you manage to hustle it a bit.
I'm going to send these carriers over to try and extract that special forces team. I could make use of their laser designator. Our rocket artillery is almost reloaded. It will need to move up. And I will move our other artillery up as well. BMP-2's in a little bit of strife he needs a repair. T-72 also needs a repair. We sort of need to hurry up and move up. Let's send up a machine gun team. All of the other infantry can advance. Run for your lives. My mentality for using sprint is to use it to get between cover or to within effective weapons range ASAP. This is working, slow and steady. We are taking some losses, and our infantry are suppressed. But the machine gun team is not. T-72, critical. Penetrating hit. Motostrelki need to move their asses.
Intercept those trucks, Commander! Don't give them a chance to fall back!
Here come the trucks, but we have infantry in a prime position to assault them. And we have more Motostrelki on foot about to enter that building.
Perfect! You hold the central crossroad. This is the beginning of the end for them.
It's the beginning of the end. I don't mean to pay out his pronunciation. I brutalize Russian pronunciation, so fair's fair.
Additional enemy units are converging in the direction for the central crossroads. Don't let them retake it and intercept the retreating units, Commander.
Right, the next wave of carriers heading up. Infantry need some wheels. We have a significant infantry presence in the crossroads, but we have no long-range anti-armor weapons. Well, unless you count a ballistic missile as an anti-armor weapon, which it may or may not be. So we will have to suppress them. Again, I'm not going to use smoke. Let's just see if we can use brute firepower. Smoke would be highly effective because they just drive through it into your RPG range. Do creeping fire up the road. And we're still waiting on a fresh missile. I didn't see where it splashed down. That rocket barrage from the Grad launcher.
Glorified assault guns. We'll deal with them easily, Comrade Cook.
I don't know. They sure look like tanks, if you ask me.
Enemy morale on the infantry is absolutely crumbling, as are the numbers of our infantry in that central tower. There's not much we can do, they'll just have to hold on. We are ready for another missile. I would like to get this Special Forces team to help us designate targets, but they came under fire by the Bookers.
All the trucks have been destroyed.
And they've lost their vehicle.
Don't you think I should get some credit for that? After all, I'm the one who made them flee in your direction.
Can we get a laser from this tower? No. Obstructed. We need to move. Run. The ballistic missile splashing down just behind the Booker tanks. I only had 2 T-72s and they aren't in the best condition. One of them is moments from death. We've lost a BMP-1, we've lost a BMP-3. These reservists are just going to blindly charge into the tower. If we can get one man with an AK in there, it might be enough. Distracting them long enough for my friends to take them down. So the partisans are no longer This thing, mildly infuriating short range, but very powerful. I'm absolutely determined to make sure we get a laser-designated ballistic missile in this mission. We lost the crossroads, but our forces are right here, so let's just push back in. Putting the BMPs at risk.
You've lost control of the crossroad, Commander! Retake it immediately!
Let's take the BTRs and the BMP-1s. Although it's taken my attention away from the main fight, I've kind of enjoyed the way they've done recruitment in this mission. It feels like a traditional RTS. I've been going to collect supplies from the harvest zone. I've been choosing my vehicles, crewing them up and sending them out. It's an interesting, clever way to mix up the campaign. Retaking the crossroads. We are a little bit short of infantry, but there are trucks on the way.
Comrade Colonel, the enemy is in full retreat on my side. I'm right on their heels, but they will arrive in force from your left flank, Commander. Be ready to greet them.
Looks like another counterattack. We have designated the laser on this skyscraper here with the weapons team inside it. And at any moment now, that ballistic missile is going to slam home. It has to launch first. Let's watch that. Strela into cover, please. Oh, damn it. We didn't see the ballistic missile get away, but we will see it strike home. Assuming this laser works, it should just hit the building and just penetrate all the way to the bottom. There we go. Beautiful. They are not happy. Okay, the only thing we need to do now is intercept the retreating enemies for our secondary objective. And here comes the convoy now. And it looks like it's just going to be a shooting range. There is an Abrams in there. They're driving straight into the kill zone. There's nothing we need to do. Just make sure they have enough ammo, really. The artillery barrage will keep putting pressure on the main road.
Look at that! What a slaughterhouse! Not a single retreating unit made it through.
I was going to say that was quite the massacre as they drove into the kill zone.
Are retreating from the town. This was a decisive victory today. I think it's time for everyone to rest and refit.
I'm not happy with the amount of losses we
Begin the
took.
pursuit immediately. Don't give them any respite.
Two things with that mission. I'm not super familiar with Russia's roster. And yeah, so we had that to contend with. And the recruitment style was very different, which took a lot of my attention away. But it was still a very fun mission. Make sure you tune in next time as we hit the beaches with the US Marine Corps.